Today's episode will be dedicated to the latest single from artist Genesis Owusu. So if you're a fan, please stick around. This is all gas, no trash. My name's Adam. Welcome back to the program. Welcome to a brand new episode. And before we get underway, we do have to do the Game Rage No Curse Minute, where we kill the first 60 seconds of the program in order to play nice with the YouTube algorithm with no cursing and no swearing whatsoever. First, I'd like to thank everybody, as usual, that has listened to our program on RSS, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you've been listening. We sincerely appreciate it, especially those on YouTube that have continued to like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Please continue to do so. Keeps us motivated. And we do have more episodes that we'll be posting, including the latest music from Melbourne, Australia band Public Figures. So be on the lookout for that, and that'll be the Game Rage No Curse Minute. So the latest happenings involving Genesis Owusu at the moment have been that he hosted some type of event which he called Death Cult Zombie Day, which was actually Halloween, where it was something of a meet and greet with fans, which I thought was really cool. I'm not sure what house he was at, if it was his own home that he invited people over to do a meet and greet, but I thought that was pretty cool. In addition to that, he also did some interview with Zane Lowe from Apple Music. I'm not sure if that's available to people that don't have Apple Podcasts or Apple Music. I need to find that out, and if I have access to it, or if I'm able to find a link for it for people to check out, I'll put it in the video. I'm going to see if I can find it on YouTube. But anyways, those are the latest things that have happened. In addition to that, this is the second single in what one can only imagine is maybe a ramp up or a campaign for possibly a new album. I can only speculate. I mean, we have to imagine that Genesis Owusu is probably going to release an album in 2026, although on one separate occasion, Genesis Owusu released an EP back in 2017 called Car Drive, but since that time, it's mostly been singles that have been building up to an album, remixes, things like that. But as far as an intermediary between two albums, we haven't really had anything like an EP since his very early beginnings. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and talk about Death Cult Zombie. So I understand that there is a music video available on YouTube. So that is the form in which I'm going to choose to listen to the music. And for yourself, you can listen on your digital streaming platform of choice, or if you wish to check out the music video, I'll list it at the end of this video for you to check out. So go ahead and pull it up. Once again, that track is called Death Cult Zombie from Genesis Owusu. Going in. All right, welcome back. That was Genesis Owusu with his track called Death Cult Zombie. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. I have a few thoughts of my own I'd like to share. I'm going to start off with the negative because while I do enjoy this track, it was supremely underwhelming with the generic rock guitar riff that comes across more as like a backing track for a car commercial than anything poignant that we know Genesis Owusu can do. Really striking music, right? That's what we've come to expect from Genesis Owusu. And this track just doesn't have that oomph that Pirate Radio has with its pulsating beats. And I don't know, man. It was really underwhelming in the instrumental portion. But what I can say is that Genesis Owusu, as far as positives go, so the points that I give in favor of this track is I think Genesis Owusu has written his sharpest lyrics on this song in his entire discography. And the overall message of the track is that there are people stuck in a mob mentality, whether that is the MAGA cult or pretty much any group that espouses racism, xenophobia, transphobia, homophobia, or perhaps even toxic masculinity. This song is just very humorous and witty, and it's an attack or even a call out to those people. And let's go ahead and look at some of the lyrics that I particularly enjoyed from I live here, so why you following me? Mr. Master Race, but still no GED, implying that these people are dimwits or don't have any brains, which is fitting for a track called Death Cult Zombie. Let me see if I can find some other parts I enjoy. In the second verse, he makes monkey sounds and then follows up with saying, "Think you down with a sickness," implying the social sickness that people have with clinging to a mob mentality, and then says, "I tiki torch a Klansman while I stare down a witness," implying that he's not afraid to burn a motherfucker. We're talking about a Klansman from the Ku Klux Klan, and if there is a witness, that he ain't afraid of anybody. And then he comes in with Andrew Tate pod while you working on your fitness. Still can't figure out why you can't get any women, implying that these people are also incels, which is rather funny, I suppose. He also makes it a point to say that the reason that these people have turned out this way is because they never got love from their dad. God damn it, Genesis Owusu, man. He's so fucking funny. And there are other parts to enjoy, including Genesis Owusu talking about Donald Trump and saying that it ruined a movie that he really enjoys with Macaulay Culkin, which, he does have a cameo in the Home Alone 2 movie. And then there's a part where he says that he can't believe the world has been taken over by Hank Hill motherfuckers. And I couldn't stop laughing when I heard that part. So, like I said, man, Genesis Owusu has been writing some really great fucking tracks with these last two songs. I mean, of course, I do have the criticism about the instrumental portion of this song, but as far as lyrics go, Genesis Owusu is at his sharpest with these last two tracks, and yeah, I mean, go ahead and check out the music video if you haven't already done so. If you just saw, or rather, if you just listened to this track on your digital streaming platform of choice, make sure to check out the music video because there is something cool that happens within it. And I even think this is like something of an homage to like Michael Jackson, because back in the Smiling with No Teeth days, when he did his first US tour for that album, actually it was just his first tour altogether, there was a portion in his set where he had Rock With You, I think in his set, and then it led into What You Trying to Do, and even some of the dance moves and the attire that he wears felt like an acknowledgement to the Michael Jackson. And perhaps with this third album, we're kind of getting like a Thriller-esque vibe. I'm not sure, but I do want to point out, and I just want to say that this is spoilers if you haven't checked out the music video. So Genesis Owusu is being chased throughout the music video by this Death Cult Zombie, and there are a bunch of other ones that are going after him. And at the very end, he gets bitten by one of the zombies. So I wonder if that implies that Genesis Owusu has succumbed perhaps to the social sickness that people have experienced. And that would be a very cool topic to tackle on an album, to have Genesis Owusu, who has been a champion for, I guess, the ideas of like diversity, tolerance, mental health, I guess. And for him to be bitten by this social sickness or these death cult zombies, it is a rather intriguing idea for him to overcome that if there are music videos to follow up afterwards to continue the narrative that he has been bitten, and perhaps he's going to find out how to remedy this ailment that he possibly developed, and maybe the answer is like bringing people together through music and all that stuff. And I think it'd be a very cool thing to see. And again, I feel like there are acknowledgments to Michael Jackson. Perhaps we'll get some more, I guess, Thriller-esque moments in this album. But in any case, it's just been a really fun listen to check out the new songs that could be in anticipation of a third album, possibly in 2026. But aside from that, I don't have anything else to add. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll have more episodes for you on the way. Be sure to check them out. And that'll be it for me, and I'll see you all next time.